Hello everyone. So I am starting a series in which we will be covering the syllabus of sociology optional for UPSC. This will be a study along series in which we will be studying together all the units, each and every topic. We will be referring to notes, different reference books, study materials. I will be telling you what particular pages or chapters of particular reference book you need to refer, and we will also do revision. We will also do answer writing of practice questions and previous year questions as well. We will be discussing the questions, we will be checking the questions. Everything will be done here, and you will not need to do anything other than these videos. We will also try to come up with some live sessions in which we can sit and study together, so that the accountability factor is also involved. So yeah, in this first video, we will be quickly looking at the syllabus of sociology. We know that the syllabus is the important resource for UPSC, and when it comes to optional, it is even more important as syllabus for optionals are very well defined. We generally tend to ignore the syllabus, we just know it broadly, but not the exact chapters, words, topics that are mentioned in the syllabus, which can be very harmful for us while preparing. We might miss out topics, we might miss out the orientation in which we should go. So, yeah, let us just first quickly look at the syllabus of sociology optional. So, the syllabus is divided into paper 1 and paper 2. Alright, so the paper 1 is basically dealing with the fundamentals. What is the meaning of fundamentals? It is dealing with the basic concepts of sociology. Our base will be developed through paper 1. We will be studying about different methodologies. We will be studying about different theoretical strands. We will be studying about different thinkers, and everything we will be applying on paper 2. Alright, so in the first unit, so actually the 4 units of paper 1. Paper 1 is divided into 10 units. So the first 4 units, they are introducing us to the sociology. They are telling us the different methodologies. They are introducing us to the thinkers. And then from chapter 5 onwards, we will be actually studying the society. As we all know, what is a sociology? Sociology is the scientific study of society. So yeah, the unit 1 deals with how sociology has emerged as a discipline, as a what is the subject matter of sociology. It is divided into further 3 chapters. So the first chapter deals with how the sociology has emerged as a subject, what changes were brought into the society that ultimately led to the development of sociology. The next is scope of the subject, in which we will see what areas sociology covers, how basically the subject matter of sociology, and then we will compare it with the other social sciences that exist, and we will see what was the need of another subject when there were so many sociological subjects that were already present at that time. So we will see how sociology is different from the other social sciences subjects that are there. So the other subjects might be anthropology, philosophy, political science, etc. The third chapter deals with sociology and common sense, in which we will be studying how sociology is different from common sense. How is like we perceive something in a commonsensical ways, how it is different in a sociological perspective. We will be looking at it when we'll be studying. It will be more clearer to you. The next unit is sociology as science. So in this we will be, this is, I think for me, this is the most important chapter, and this is the most important chapter. These two chapters, these are going to form your base. If you cover these two chapters judicially, you will be in a position to understand the the sphere of sociology, what actually it is, what, like, you will be in a position to write the answers even if something out of the box or something like that comes to your paper. So these two chapters are very very important. So in sociology as science, we will be studying uh how, like, we will be studying that how some people perceive it as a science, how some people think that no, sociology is not a science, it should have different ways of studying. Everything we will be studying here. It is further divided into five chapters. So first is science, scientific method and critique, in which we will be seeing what are the different methodologies, what are the different ways in which scientific studies is done. Next, we will be studying major theoretical strands of research methodologies, which is micro theories, in which we will be studying about functionalism. Like, macro is positivist, micro is non-positivist, everything like this is important. This chapter we will be studying with this only. Then positivism and its critique, fact, value and objectivity, which is a relatively smaller topic. Next unit is a research method and analysis. This chapter is not as such related to anything else, but any other chapter, it's not related to that. But in this chapter, what we will do is, see, we know sociology is scientific study, right, of society. So in this chapter, we will be seeing that how the scientific study of sociology is done. Like, we will be looking at different methods, we will be looking how hypotheses are formed, we will be looking at how the data of society is collected, how it is implemented and everything. Next is sociological thinkers, which is, is this is the unit from which maximum questions are asked in the exams. This is very important. So the first thinker that we have is Karl Marx. We all know Karl Marx. It is referred in different subjects. He's actually not a sociologist, but he has done major contributions. So we refer him as that. We study him in sociology. So his major contributions were to historical materialism, mode of production, alienation, and class struggle. Next thinker we have is Emile Durkheim. His contributions were division of labor, social fact, society, religion, and society. Max Weber, in which he is a C. We will be looking how different thinkers are related, how different thinkers have different methodologies. In this chapter, we will also see that. So, Max Weber's major contribution: social action, ideal types, authority, bureaucracy, Protestant ethics, and spirit of capitalism. This is a very important. This is the major contribution of Max Weber. It is the most important, if we can say, the study that has been done in sociological arena. Next is Target Parsons, social systems and pattern variables. We have a general perception that Target Parsons is a really tricky, thinker to study upon. His sociological studies and theories are a little tricky, but that's not the case. We will be studying it very interestingly. Next is Robert King Merton. His contributions are latent and manifest functions, conformity and deviance, and reference groups. Then is G.H. Mead, in which we will be studying self and identity. His contribution to the syllabus is very less. In the syllabus is like we have to study him in a very less proportion as compared to the other thinkers. So from chapter 5 onwards, the actual study of society will start. The first is stratification. If I may change the color a little bit. So this is stratification and mobility, the fifth unit. So in this we will be studying what stratification is: a division, like in levels, leveling it, like stratifying it. So it is further divided into 4 chapters. First, in which we will be studying about different concepts like what is equality, what is inequality, hierarchy, exclusion, poverty, and deprivation. Then different theories of social stratification: structural functionalist, Marxist, Weberian. All right. Also, with each unit, if in each topic, if the contribution of any other prominent thinker is done, then we will be referring to it. It's like the 6 thinkers that we will be studying here. In whichever topics they have done any work, if they have done any reference, It's like more or less in every topic, in every unit, we will be referring to these thinkers, be it in their contribution, be it in the criticism, everything, everywhere. All right. Next is different dimensions of social stratification: stratification of castes, status groups, gender, ethnicity, and race. The fourth chapter will be social mobility. What are open and closed systems? What are the types of mobility? What are the sources and causes of mobility? All right. In this, we will also, look at how the society is stratified, like everything. This is a very interesting unit. Then is the work and economic life. Yeah, before this I want to tell you something. There are five primary institutions. All right. So what are those? Family, polity, economy, education, and religion. These five things you should remember as if these are your five fingers. These should be on your fingertips. Also, if you will look at the syllabus, no, you will realize that it is majorly these five things, these five heads. And also, when we will be writing any question, say there is some question in which you don't know how to expand it in different directions, in different dimensions. These are the five top dimension in which you can refer to. All right, so economy is chapter 6. Education, we will be referring here in unit 10. Religion, family, systems of kinship, polity here. So you see, 5 heads, 5 units. So it will be easier for you to remember and understand the structure of syllabus, and you will understand why we are studying these. Because see, these are, what is the meaning of primary institutions? This means that these are the major things that shape a society, that defines a society. So that's why we are studying these 5 things. All right. First is work and economic life. We will What we'll be studying here is 3 chapters: social organization of work in different types of society. What are the different types? Slave, feudal, industrial, capitalist, which is the contemporary society. Formal and informal organization of work, labor and society. Next is politics and society, sociological theories of power elite, bureaucracy, pressure groups, political parties, nation state, citizenship, democracy, civil society, ideologies. Also, with each topic, each word that is written, we will be covering it in introduction, body, conclusion way only. We will be collecting enough data in this structural form for every topic, so that we are able to write the answers in that structure only. See, first we will be studying, okay, first we cover everything. Then what should we do is, what should be the ideal thing? We should have introduction, body, and conclusion of every single word that is written in your syllabus. That is the key, if you can say. Like, many people are confused on to how, how to maintain notes, how to make short notes. This is the way to make short notes. We will also make short notes as well, I forgot to mention. So it's like everything we will be covering in these videos, in these series. Next is protest, agitation, social movements, collective action, revolution. Next unit is religion and society, sociological theories of religion, types of religious practices, animism, monism, pluralism, sects, and cults. Religion in modern society, religion and science, secularization, religious revivalism, and fundamentalism. Systems of kinship, family, marriage, household, types of family, lineage and descent, patriarchy, and sexual division of labor. This topic is exactly this exact same topic is also there in paper 2. So when the topics are quite same, when we will be looking at the paper 2 syllabus, we will realize that it is more or less the same. So what's the difference? Here we need to understand that this is the study of the Western society, majorly the European societies. Yeah, the knowledges will be used in paper 2 as well, the whatever that we will study, whatever perspectives that we will study from here. But this has to be only Indian society. So whenever a question, see, in sexual division of labor, here also you will see that there is this, see, patriarchy and sexual division of labor. Exact same topic is there in paper 2 as well. But when writing the question, we need to see that in which paper the question is asked, and we will write about Western societies in paper 1, and in paper 2 we will write about Indian societies. So we have to differentiate in that way. So contemporary trends, then social change in modern society, sociological theories of social change, development and dependency, agents of social change, education, science, technology, and social change. So, paper 2, first of all, we will be studying how sociology has emerged in India. Who is the father of sociology? G.S. Ghurye is referred to as the father of sociology. So, first, in actually, the paper 2 is divided into 3 units, but those 3 units are then further divided into many chapters, and then each chapter is having many subtopics. So this is the way of organization of the paper 2. So the first unit is introducing Indian society. So perspectives of Indian society, of study of Indian society. G.S. Ghurye, father of Indian sociology, he has, like we can say, brought in the subject matter of sociology in the Indian society. So Indology, what is Indology? It is literally the study of Indian society, the scientific study of Indian society. Next is structural functionalism, M.N. Srinivas, Marxist, A.R. Desai. Next is impact of colonial rule in Indian society, sociological background of Indian nationalism, modernization of Indian tradition, protest movements during the colonial period, social reforms. Why, why is it important for us to study this unit? We can see that colonialism of around 200 years, it had a very 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 significant effect in shaping the Indian society. So to understand what Indian society is today, it is important to understand how colonialism has impacted Indian society. Next unit is social structure. So in this, rural and agrarian social structure, in which we will be studying about villages, the land tenure system, the land reform systems. We also study this in modern Indian history of general studies. Next is caste systems, perspective on study of caste systems of G.S. Ghurye, M.N. Srinath, Louis de Mont, Andre Bete. Features of caste system, untouchability, forms and perspectives. Why this chapter is still there in the syllabus? Because it is still relevant. It is still, although it is not legally, it is illegally punishable, but it is still there. It is, if we go to rural societies of India, then it is not that much prominent in urban societies, but if we will see the rural society, then this practice is very much prominent. The next is tribal communities in India, definitional problems, geographical spreads, colonial policies and tribe, issues of integration and autonomy. In paper 2, we will see that so much of value addition we can do from our GS studies also. But what is the difference between, see, in GS also we studied about tribals, right? So what is the difference between a sociological answer of tribals and a GS answer of tribals? In GS we tend to give a more data, we tend to give more facts, concepts. In sociology, what we do, what is the key? In sociology, we tend to refer more thinkers. We tend to analyze the society. We tend to, refer it in a scientific approach. All right. So we will see, like when we will do the answer writing, no, we will see how we will also compare somewhere that how a particular answer, if the same question is asked in GS and if the same question is asked in sociology, how different answers will differ. Alright, so tribal communities, definitional problems, geographical spreads, colonial policies, issues of integration and autonomy. Next is social classes in India, agrarian, industrial, middle class. This is a very important topic. Next is systems of kinship in India, lineage and descent, systems of kinship, family, marriage, household. This, I told you about this earlier on only. Next is religion and society, different religious communities in India and problems of religious minorities in India. We know that India is a very very diverse society, so we will look at how this religious minorities face some problems in integration, how they face the problem of their dissolution of their practices, everything, like all the problems we will look at. Next is social changes in India. First is visions of social change, idea of development planning, mixed economy, constitution law and social change, education and social change. It is similar to the unit 10 of paper 1. Rural and agrarian transformation in India. In this, what we will be studying is programs of rural development, community development program, cooperatives, poverty elevation schemes. Again, something related to modern India economy, and we can do value additions from there. Green revolution and social change, changing modes of production in Indian agriculture, problems of rural labor, bondage, migration is seen as a very big problem in today's society. So in that context, we will be studying about this. Industrialization and urbanization in India. So, evolution of modern industry in India, growth of urban settlements, working class, informal sector, slums and deprivation in urban areas. Next unit will be, in this unit, nation, democracy and citizenship, political parties, pressure groups, a social and political elite, regionalism and decentralization of power, secularization. Next is social movements in modern India, peasants and farmer movements, women movements, backward class and Dalit movements, environmental movements, ethnicity and identity movements. So it is actually a topic that is derived totally from modern India. We can also cover it from spectrum. We will see it later on. Next is population dynamics, population size, growth, composition, components of population growth, birth, death, migration, population policy, family planning, emerging issues, aging, sex ratio, child and infant mortality, reproductive health, challenges of social transformation, crisis of development, displacement, environmental problems, sustainability, poverty, deprivation, and inequalities, violence against women, caste conflicts, ethnic, communalism, religious revivalism, illiteracy, and disparities. It is commonly said that sociology is kind of current oriented. Why is it current oriented? Because see, these problems, violence against women, caste conflicts, ethnic conflicts, we see this happening here and there in our country. So when we are writing a sociological answer, how can we do value addition? We can write the contemporary problems, we can write the contemporary situations that is happening in our country, so that makes our sociological answer very, very, very good. All right, so this is about the syllabus. So from today onwards, we will be